Alright, welcome back to the channel for the 54th episode of the Random Status Quo song review. And then for this week's episode, our number generator has given us song number 195, which we consult the spreadsheet, we can see is Burning Bridges from the album Ain't Complaining. Well, I mean, here's a song to divide people. Well, maybe not quite as much as Margarita Time. I think probably because by the time this came out, obviously Alan Lancaster had long left the band, and I dare say a few members of the Quo Army who were appalled by Margarita Time had also given up their membership of the Quo fan club. So this was their last self-penned big hit, really. I think it spent 4 weeks in the top 10 in the UK, peaking at number 5. Subsequent singles would be lucky to spend 2 weeks in the top 40, never mind any time in the top 10. Personally, I remember listening to I got this at the time. I was massively into music at the time. I got the odd singles and albums here and there, and this was one I got, and I remember listening to it in the chart rundown in the top 10. And I also had, from that top 10, I also had Suddenly by Angry Anderson. I didn't have the Jason and Kylie one, I'm afraid. And I'm not sure whether I should drop my brother in it, but he did have the Cliff's Christmas hit, Mistletoe and Wine. But anyway, so yes, came out in 1988. It's Mr. Tyson on the cover of the single. I'm sure it was a Rossi interview I read once that he said that this was because of the chorus, the on and off and on again. So the Tyson was relating to that as his bout with Frank Bruno was apparently on, and then it was off, then it was on. So that was their thinking. But I think that was something they came up with on the spot, because I believe the album was supposed to be called The Greatest Fighter, and so they stumped up the cash for the photo of Mr. Tyson, and then the record company said, "Oh, we don't like that song, The Greatest Fighter, ditch it." And so the album became Ain't Complaining, and they had paid for the photos, so they thought, let's stick it on there, and we can put in brackets on and off and on again, and people will instantly think, oh, that's to do with Tyson and Bruno. Because obviously if you look at the album, it's just credited as Burning Bridges, on and off and on again. It's never seen there. But anyway, I had this single. It came with a rather obscure song in the B-side, Whatever You Want. Yeah, there you go, Whatever You Want. And so yes, as a kid I absolutely loved this song. And I think it's fair to say that it was, whether you were into Quo moving into this kind of music, it certainly went down well at live gigs. I think if you watch the Live Alive Quo gig, which I did many times when I used to have a VHS video player, you can see the crowd bouncing to Burning Bridges at the start of that. It looks quite impressive. I mean, it probably doesn't look quite as impressive as if you go and look at the Milton Keynes End of the Road and watch the Star of Roll Over Lay Down. But it looks pretty good, and I remember being in the crowd during the 90s, jumping up and down for the full 3 odd minutes of this tune. It's got that real bouncy beat, and obviously Quo have been known for their kind of jigs and reels, from the kind of jamming in Roadhouse Blues to that section in Slow Train. And then I guess the kind of precursor to this is Hold You Back, and I think it shows the difference in where the band was at the time, because obviously Hold You Back is a kind of still rooted in kind of 70s hard rock guitar driven tune, whereas this one's maybe a lot more keyboard powered. Certainly obviously it has the real 80s production, as it came from the Ain't Complaining album. That was the one where they really went for the AOR sound. It really doesn't sound like any of their other albums. But yes, this is a little jaunty tune. When I did get the Ain't Complaining album in the 1990s, I was surprised to find an extra couple of lines of verse at the start of the song. And it's kind of odd because normally when bands have a song edited for a single, it's kind of the record company edits it down and whatever, and says that'll go out in a single, but when the band comes to play the song live, they'll do the album version that they recorded and they played. But as far as I know, Quo have only ever played the kind of single version live, so I do wonder why that extra little bit of verse comes from. It also means if you play it, the first verse, you play the kind of music bit 3 times, and then in the second verse just 2, and it just seems slightly odd having that extra little bit. But there you go. I think everyone basically just knows the single version. Burning Bridges, of course, did reappear in the 1990s, 94, when the Quo teamed up with Man United for the #1 hit, Come On You Reds. Obviously I bought it for the B-side, which was just an instrumental version, although it was even more keyboard laden, so it wasn't quite as good as I was hoping. So yeah, I don't recall the last time this was sitting on the record player spinning around getting played, but yes, I did buy it. And it was quite infectious, the chorus over the kind of jig bit. It really did stick in your head. And then a few years later, when I got the deluxe version, I nearly fell off my seat when I listened to the 12-inch remix of Burning Bridges with all those kind of Irish flutes playing around. It was really quite unexpected. It's not my favourite of their 12-inch remixes. It's quite interesting, a little bit of throwaway fun at times, but it's not something I would listen to over the actual single version. So yeah, it's a good fun jig. I don't know if I sometimes like it because it's so uncool. I think it's cool to like it, or if I just think it's just quite good, harmless fun. It's obviously not essential Quo by any means, but I think it's definitely up there, and it is a good live track. It obviously did cross over for them and give them a bit of a hit, but I don't think to any lasting effect by the way the subsequent album went. I guess all the non kind of Quo fans who heard that on the radio, enjoyed it, went and bought it, didn't become long-term fans of the band, although they didn't actually follow up with a single, which is probably quite stupid of them. But certainly when the next album came around, Perfect Remedy, we all know that's stiffed. And maybe that's an after effect of trying to cross over into popular music, when you get the fans that you get the people that buy something because they heard it on the radio and like it, but don't become actual big fans of your band. And whereas those that were the big fans have been alienated by what you've been releasing. But anyway, obviously the other version of Burning Bridges is when Quo failed to strip it bare on their acoustic album. They didn't go back to just guitar and voice. They threw all those kind of, I guess, folky instrumentation at it. I had to listen to that this morning. It's a bit of a horrid version of the song. So yes, I wouldn't recommend going and listening to the acoustic Burning Bridges. But yeah, I'm afraid to say I do like the tune. I have enjoyed seeing them play it live. I've listened to it loads, and since I was a kid and I got the single, I've enjoyed playing it on the guitar. So yes, Burning Bridges, I'll put that not in my essential category, but just below it in my, is it excellent it's called? The second one down. You can see it when they all come at the end of the video. So yes, that's episode 53 or was it 54? Anyway, that's the end of this episode of the Random Status Quo song review, and hopefully there'll be another one next week. And until then, thanks for watching.
Who cares? No one's talking anyway. Who cares? What's the problem?